Things have taken a shocking turn in the last couple of days for the Florida Panthers in terms of re-signing Sergei Bobrovsky. I'll share what is going on as well as teams that have drawn interest on retaining his services. Who are they? I'll tell you in a moment. And more holes to fill in the front office for GM Bill Zito. Yeah, there are massive things that need to happen this summer. Bill Zito is definitely going to be one busy guy, not just with trying to figure out what he's going to do in his front office, but as well as re-signing certain players, finding a new goaltender. So much that the Panthers are going to have to do this summer. Lots to talk about in this episode, guys. Thank you for joining me in this episode, Panthers Digest. I'm your host, Greg Andrews. Comment, like, share, subscribe, hype with this video. I appreciate all you guys. I'm just going to get right into this really fast because there's so much I have to talk about here, guys. Right off the bat, here we go. We have lost another front office personnel. The New Jersey Devils, after getting Sunny Mehta, well, now they have Braden Birch, our director of hockey operations and our cap management specialist. He is gone. He's now the new AGM of the New Jersey Devils. Yeah, that's a big one, guys. It is a big one because another hole needs to be filled. We've lost one AGM. We might lose another AGM in Brett Peterson. That remains to be seen. And there's another rumor out there that the Toronto Maple Leafs, if you look at the bottom of that, are interested in Bryan McCabe, former NHL player, a 2.5-year captain for your Florida Panthers back in the day. I think it was the 2017 season he was traded to New York Rangers. If I'm incorrect about that, I do apologize, but he was the team captain on your Florida Panthers for 2.5 seasons before being traded. So another guy could be lost, and the big thing to note about that, director of player personnel. He was one of the guys that was very adamant about Mackenzie Weegar, who played very, very well. He's got a great eye for talent. So what are the Cats going to do? I mean, I've got full faith in Bill Zito on what he will be able to do. But getting back to Braden Birch, here's what Bill Zito had to say about Braden Birch. And obviously, all of these guys, after winning two Stanley Cups, having this team win 2 Stanley Cups, guys are going to be leaving. He says he's a great person. When you have success like we've had in the past few seasons, individuals are going to get opportunities to advance, and it's only a good thing for everyone. We will miss Birchie around here, and we wish him all of the best. Obviously, good things from Bill Zito. Guys are going to go. Same thing with players that turn to be unrestricted free agents. They're going to want more money. They're going to want bigger roles on a team, so on and so forth. So same thing that happens with front office personnel. But before we get into the rest of this, guys, I have to tell you that this episode is sponsored by PrizePicks, guys. They are America's #1 sports pick app and the best way to get in on the action. I'll dive into some crazy picks later for the game tonight between the Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild and some promotions. Don't miss out on that. I'm about to get into the update on Sergei Bobrovsky, but first, go into the description down below. There's a link there. Click it, download PrizePicks, put in Digest. It'll help out the channel a lot. And if you're a new user, you get $50 instantly in your lineup when you play your first $5, and it helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate all of you guys supporting them as well and having fun using PrizePicks. Here is the news for Sergei Bobrovsky. Right here. David Pagnotta, Sergei Bobrovsky's future. I'm sure they're going to find a way to figure it out in Florida. Well, this is the first report I'm hearing in I don't know how long it's been, and that last report was contract talks are not going very well with Sergei Bobrovsky. They're not. Do I have faith? I mean, Bill Zito has pulled rabbits out of the hat all the time. I'm sorry that this keeps skipping out of here. Keep that up there. There we go. And it's frustrating, right? So I think something could potentially happen, yes, but I think the Florida Panthers might be better off trying to trade for a goaltender who is not happy with his current position, with what's happening with his team. I've already brought up names like Connor Hellebuck. We've already talked about Binnington. There are other names floating out there, but what are we going to have to get what are we going to have to give up to get that goaltender and trade? Are we going to be willing to give up a Verhaeghe, a Samoskevich, an AHL talent like Jack Devine, like I had said in my last episode? There are so many things that we'd have to give up, and our first round pick, maybe a second round pick to get one of these guys. And then the cost, their AAV, how much is it going to be? That's the thing we have to think about. We still have to figure out the future. I know right now, if we get rid of some of the younger players on our current roster, we're in win now mode, and we do have guys signed till the 2030 season. You could probably fill the holes on that fourth line and that third defensive pairing. We could do it. We've got enough guys to where I think we'd feel comfortable being like, okay, we can give up our younger players. But then again, in 3 years' time, it's gonna be unrestricted free agencies, guys left and right. My God, like how are we gonna be able to sign guys? Yes, the salary cap goes up. I get it, but man, it's gonna be tough to retain a lot of these guys, and they're gonna be getting at that age of mid 30s for a lot of them. I mean, Barkov. We're looking at Sam Bennett, Sam Reinhart. All these guys are going to start getting to that mid 30s range for age. So you're like, do you want to retain them? Do you want to let them go? I mean, Barkov, I don't think he's going to go anywhere. He's going to be staying a Panther for his whole entire career. But anyways, let's take a look at some of the destinations that are rumored for Sergei Bobrovsky, teams that are interested. We're going to take a look at salary cap, who is on their active roster right now, goaltending, and is he going to be worth it? Is he going to draw major interest? Here we go. First team that is out there is the Oilers. Here are their two current goaltenders. Obviously, they didn't do so well in the playoffs this year. Knocked out in the first round. Jari didn't play well. Ingram didn't play well. They need some help. Here are Tristan Jari's numbers on the season. Here you go. A little bit easier to look at. Not the greatest. 882 save percentage, 332 goals against average. So not a good season for him. And then Connor Ingram, not that much better. 899 save percentage, 260 goals against average, which isn't terrible. I'm sorry his picture isn't there. I don't know why. And it still has him as the Mammoth right now. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Edmonton Oilers are going to be that eager to pull the trigger on an aging Sergei Bobrovsky. It would be kind of ironic to see him go there, but I would say he'll sign with the Panthers before that even happens. Because I don't think they're going to be willing to throw, $6.5, $7 million for the next, per season for the next 3 seasons for an aging goaltender who may or may not be able to keep your team afloat and get them further into playoffs. We kind of saw with a team that doesn't play defense because we were so injured this year, how well he fares. That is Sergei. What about Bobrovsky? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to want to do that. They'll probably try to go younger, maybe find someone somewhere else. But anyways, let's move on to the next team. The San Jose Sharks, guys. Yes, they have been rumored. And you can see Carey Price, he's not there, guys. He's season-ending LTIR. That's not there. The guy who was actually there is Laurent Brossoit. I think that's how you say his name. I think I got it right. My French is not very good. But anyways, he only played 1 game this season, and that was in March 15th, and didn't play very well against Ottawa. It was a 7-4 loss. He had a 6.09 goals against average and a 783 save percentage. So I don't think you're going to be seeing him for very long. It was just kind of that, hey, I know he's, we'll see, maybe just 1 year, just to kind of back up the backup to the backup, whatever. So there are 2 goaltenders there. You can see Nedeljkovic and Askarov right there. Those are the 2 guys they have. So let's take a look at their numbers on the season. Here is Alex Nedeljkovic, 896 save percentage, 287 goals against average. Not terrible. Again, the save percentages we're seeing here are hovering right around that 900 for all the goaltenders I've mentioned so far for the Oilers and the Sharks. Here is Askarov, and his numbers the same. We're seeing a lot of this trending of, all right, they're looking for a better goaltender. Yeah, Bob's numbers were not that good this year, but he's had great numbers in previous seasons. Is there still something left in the tank? There could be, but again, he needs to have a team that is one of those more defensive-minded teams first. They play defense first, and then their defense leads to offense, just like the Panthers. That's where the success has been for Sergei Bobrovsky pretty much his entire career. I know he had some good years with Columbus. Yes, I know he won the Vezina over there. I get it. But you put good defense in front of him, a team that plays that way first, he has success. He won 2 Stanley Cups, 3 straight trips to the Stanley Cup Finals. So let's move on to the next team. But you're kind of seeing the trend here of the teams that are looking at Bob's services because of look at who they currently have. So next up, Toronto. Why wouldn't we have all of these teams in the East? One of these teams in the East, that would have to take a look at him. Of course, it's going to be the Toronto Maple Leafs, who now have the first overall pick in the draft. But anyways, here's who they have. Joseph Woll, we already know Anthony Stolarz, who's played very, very well. Not a great season for him this year. So let's actually start with him, and obviously Dennis Hildeby. Let's take a look at these guys. Stolarz, not the greatest season this year. A little tough, had some injuries here and there, but we already know he's a very solid goaltender. Last year, he had really solid numbers, but this season, you're seeing this trend again. That 890s plus minus save percentage, that three goals or more goals against average. I know we had one goaltender previously. I think it was Connor Ingram, who was in like 2 something, but whatever. There are his numbers. Dennis Hildeby is next. I'll put Wall last. His numbers, not too bad, but 20 games played, 5 wins, 7 losses, 914 save percentage, 286 goals against average. Big guy too, 6'7", 231. There's potential there for him. There is potential. He just needs to learn a little bit more, I think. But let's go back. I want to kind of show you guys the games that have been played. Because again, Stolarz only played 26, he went 10-10. You just saw Hildeby played 20 games, only went 5-7, so he didn't start that many games. And then we get to Joseph Wall. Here we go. 899 save percentage, 334 goals against average. He played more than anybody else, 39 games played, 15-16. So they're looking for someone to come in there and I think just lead that goaltending room. Teach these guys. Give them the experience that they need from a championship perspective. The pedigree that Sergei Bobrovsky brings to any one of these organizations is second to none. His work ethic is second to none. Can he improve all of these younger guys? Absolutely. He can make them better. 100%. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Toronto has taken a very big interest. I mean, we've already heard these rumors between them and the Oilers. I would say probably for the last 6-7 weeks, even during the trade deadline, we were hearing about these teams popping up, especially the Oilers. So the question is going to be this. What should the Panthers do? How much money is Bobrovsky going to want to take? How much are we going to be willing to give? Should we sign him? Should we trade now that we have the 9th pick in the draft? Again, I ask all of you, what do you think the Florida Panthers should do? Should you let him walk? Should you try to re-sign him? Maybe you do get a backup, but who's not really so much of a backup, but could be potentially a starter. Maybe needs a little bit of that, hey, learn from Bob for a couple of seasons, but you could still put him in for 30 games, maybe 35 games in the season, and then you have Bob play the rest. Or you do a nice split maybe, and the guy plays 37 to 40 games, and Bob plays the rest. I think Bob needs a little more rest. Again, with the team being healthy, he could be back to where he was the last 2 seasons. Well, not last season, but the 2 seasons before that, 3 seasons before that. The potential is at 100% there. So now let's get into my picks, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go from PrizePicks. Matt Zuccarello, excuse me. I know everybody says it too fast. You don't get the S in his first name. Shots on goal, more guys. Look at it. He's averaging 2.6 shots on goal for the last 5 games. 2 shots or more per game for the last 5 games. He's throwing them at the net. They just came off a great win against Colorado. I'm going to look for him to keep throwing the puck at the net. I think he's going to even get a goal in this game tonight. So look out for that. Say more at 1.5 shots. And speaking of the Colorado Avalanche, look for Nathan MacKinnon to have a massive game. More than 1.5 points. I think he's going to have a goal and an assist tonight. I'm going to say 2 points. Let's go more on that. I mean, you can see there, he had nothing on April 23rd, then 3, then 1 point on the 9th. I mean, the team just did not play well a couple of nights ago. So I'm going to look for him to be coming out of the chutes, throwing the puck left and right. He is going to be a thorn in Minnesota's side. So I really, really think he's going to have a terrific game. Let's go more than 1.5 points. And guys, please do not forget, you've got to download the app in the description below. Tap that link. Download the app, put in digest, and remember, you get $50 instantly in your lineup when you play your first $5. And check this out. We still have that NBA playoff sweepstakes going on through the conference finals for the NBA, but it's for every live NBA lineup that you put together, you get a shot for 2 tickets to the NBA finals this season. That's a chance at premium NBA finals tickets, travel, hotel, and meals, all included. Don't miss out on that. And for tomorrow, Taco Tuesday, the tacos aren't going nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. Our board is serving up discounted projections on Tuesday all day long. So definitely check that out, guys. So once again, I appreciate all of you for supporting this channel. That's a lot to take in, a lot to digest. Hopefully the Panthers can work something out with Bobrovsky and we at least have one goaltender sign heading into next season. Try to find a backup. But again, what do you think the guys should do? What the Panthers should do? Should we sign Sergei Bobrovsky for another 3 seasons if it's the right dollar amount? Or should we trade our pick and a player, maybe 2, and try to find someone out there who can come onto the squad and we can keep for the next 5, 6 seasons, that we don't have to worry about signing a contract or anything like that. It's ready to go, take on his stuff. Hopefully the AAV is not massive, but who's out there? Who do you think, guys? And what do you think about our front office starting to break down and getting holes? I think we'll be fine. I've got faith in Bill Zito. Anybody out there who you think the Florida Panthers should go out there to be their new AGM? I know there's rumors about people they're going to push up in the organization. Who should be their new director of player personnel? Who should be their new director of hockey operations? Let me know, guys. I appreciate all of your support. Stay tuned for another episode tomorrow. Enjoy the game tonight. Should be a good one between the Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild. Have a good day, guys. Go Cats.